Live from the CBS Bay Area studios, this is KPIX 5 News.
He was saying mommy, daddy, so I went back up to look for his mom and dad, and then I saw the scene.
Right now on KPIX 5 and streaming on CBS News Bay Area, a young couple saving a 2-year-old walking through the carnage of the Highland Park mass shooting. Good afternoon, I'm Amanda Starantino. We have learned some crushing new details about the alleged gunman's plans for a second mass shooting. Robert Crimo III is now being held without bond on 7 counts of first-degree murder. Prosecutors say he confessed to firing into the parade from a rooftop, then fled to Madison, Wisconsin. They add the alleged gunman thought about attacking an event there before turning back to Illinois. Prosecutors say police found shells of 83 bullets on the rooftop. 7 people were killed and dozens more injured. These are 2 of the victims, Irina and Kevin McCarthy. They leave behind a toddler who was found wandering alone through the aftermath of the shooting. Jackie Kostek spoke with the couple who helped the boy get to safety.
It was almost as though a light switch flipped and everyone just started running for cover.
For Dana and Gregory Ring, an idyllic start to the 4th of July turned quickly. When the shots rang out, the couple grabbed their children and rushed to the staircase behind Walker Brothers to get to the parking garage below. That's where they were met with a stranger, a woman holding a small boy.
She was,
She was shaking.
She was in shock. I mean, she was
physically shaking her whole body, which told us that she shouldn't be having to hold and or deal with a little one at the same time.
So Greg took the young boy, covered in someone else's blood, into his arms.
I went back up, which in hindsight was the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life, because he was saying mommy, daddy, so I went back up to look for his mom and dad, and then I saw the scene. Carnage.
The family didn't know where to bring the boy, so they started with the fire department.
I'll never forget, the cop said, I said, this is not our boy, and he said, I'm not a babysitter right now. Can you take him? We're like, of course.
The family went back to Dana's parents' home nearby.
Dana's dad
My dad kicked into poppy mode and immediately swooped him up and brought him in the back. They were watching Mickey Mouse together for probably an hour and a half, which was the sweetest thing. And he was happy. He was
fine.
He was fine.
He was playing with our smallest daughter.
About 3 hours after the Ring family took the little boy in, a Highland Park detective picked him up and helped reunite him with his grandparents at the hospital. By the end of the day, lucky had new meaning.
Dana and I were laying in bed last night, and the 3 kids, we made them all shower, and they all got in bed, and there were crazy storms here last night in Highland Park. I mean, it was just thundering all night.
Loud thunder and lightning.
And I just said to Dana, we are the absolute luckiest people on the planet.
A GoFundMe set up for the boy has raised more than $2 million so far. And new at noon, a second round of grants going out from the state in an effort to stop AAPI hate. The more than $30 million in this round of funding are part of almost $167 million that are going out in total to stop hate crimes. The money will go to nonprofits, mostly helping AAPI communities. This comes as California saw a spike in hate crimes last year, with the biggest increase affecting the AAPI community. All right, let's get out to First Alert meteorologist Jessica Birch with a look at our forecast. Jessica, I was walking outside the studio about 2 hours ago, and it felt like it was raining.
It was really dense. Those clouds are very, very dark right now. I wouldn't be shocked if we see a little bit of drizzle, but let's talk about temperatures first. Today is below average, especially in our inland areas from Concord all the way up into Solano County, all the way down our county lines in the East Inland Hills. We're only dealing with 70s today, 60s along the coast. This is a look right now just outside over that Bay Bridge, where temperatures in San Francisco are mostly ranging in the upper 60s. We're flirting with the lower 70s too. Another live look right now just over Salesforce. You can see that cloud deck really starting to raise, but over at the Golden Gate Bridge, not the case at all. Now it will pull back as we head into the afternoon. Our East Inland Hills will see sunny skies for a little bit, especially as we head into that 4 or 5 o'clock hour. As for San Francisco, though, it'll be pretty much like this all day long. Things are changing, though, as we head into this work week. We're warming up a lot, and we'll have more on that coming up in the full forecast. But for now, I'm going to send it right back over to you.
Well, now to the coronavirus. A report from California Institute for Rural Studies found heightened risks endured by food workers during the COVID-19 pandemic. Cal OSHA cited food production employers as having 4 times more citations as compared to other sectors like healthcare. Violations included failure to enforce COVID regulations, provide face masks, and having an illness prevention plan in place.
even though California food production employers have more violations than all the other industries combined, they're paying significantly lower fines. And the fines do not necessarily align with the severity of the violations.
Another new report finds that overcrowding in old buildings fueled the dramatic COVID-19 surge in California prisons. The report by UCSF and UC Berkeley found California prisons were designed to hold, making social distancing and isolation nearly impossible. Heating and air conditioning were often incapable of sufficient air exchange and filtration. That means inmates and staff were more likely to breathe the same virus-loaded air. So as doctors learn more about COVID each day, Andrea Nakano is diving into the emerging danger of getting COVID more than once.
I don't see any reason to court that. I'm not interested in going through that. Aging is, difficult enough.
Lois Tucker feels fortunate that she's never tested positive for COVID, especially since she's seen what her brother has gone through. He has long COVID and suffers from shortness of breath, brain fog, and
the thing that bothers him the most is his legs and his feet. Just like a tingling, numb, strange feeling in his feet.
While doctors have been trying to find out more about the cause of long-term COVID, a new study out of the Veterans Affairs Health System has found some alarming results of the health risks due to reinfection. Those that have had 2 or more cases of COVID had more than twice the risk of dying. They also are 3 times more likely to be hospitalized within 6 months of their last infection.
So that's the problem with this damn thing. It's just like every time you think you've figured out and you kind of understand the dimensions of it, it comes up with a new curveball, and it's like, okay, that thing I used to think 2 months ago no longer works.
Dr. Bob Wachter, the chief of medicine at UCSF, says some of the health problems include strokes and heart attacks. He doesn't see a statewide mask mandate returning, but warns this is a time to take precautions with the new BA.5 subvariant spreading rapidly.
There's a ton of cases around, and a variant that's far more infectious than ever before, and that vaccination or prior infection don't work as well as they used to in preventing new cases.
Dr. Walker, though, still advises you to get the booster shot. He says while it may not stop you from catching COVID, it will prevent severe illness. Andrea Nakano, KPIX 5.
Experts say get the booster shot if you can because it's effective in preventing a severe case. New at noon, U.S. employers are advertising fewer jobs as the economy has shown signs of weakening. Job openings totaled about 11.3 million at the end of May, down from nearly 11.7 million in April. That means right now there are nearly 2 job openings for every unemployed person. According to the Job Openings and Labor Turnover Survey, hires, layoffs, and quits have stayed roughly even with their April numbers. Taking a live look at the big board, Dow's up in the green, 127 points.